In your last season at Villarreal, you were the player who produced the most passes in the whole of La Liga.
Mm-hmm.
In your last season at Atletico Madrid, you were the player who did the most tackles in the whole of the La Liga. And in a way, they're polar opposites. So are you a hybrid? Are you a cross between two different styles?
Yeah, of course, because I understand that my position needs to be. You need to be the best in both sides. I think, you have good players offensive, you have good players defensive, but the great players are the one that can do both things and can do it very good. And that's my challenge when I arrived to the professional football. Years ago, I was only a good guy. I play good and that's it. But when I get in the professional football, they say if you want to play here, you have to be strong, you have to be defensive, you have to be both sides. So I start learning that, and now I think I get these things, and I have to improve, of course. But I realize that in my position, you have to be this good in both sides.
Is the key word learning, as you say? It's about
Yes.
It's about learning and doing
Yes.
different things.
Of course, when I was 18, 19, I wasn't the player I am today. I have to. It's a progress. It's a you learn about your coaches, and you're like a sponge. They give you things. If you take it, good. If you don't take it, it's gonna be worse to you. So I think I'm good at that. Like I'm a big sponge. I receive things and I take it, and that's why I'm learning this from Simeone, from in Villarreal, from now Pep.
The things they give you, Pep and Simeone, from the outside at least, they look to be totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Are they telling you different things, or are there some things that actually they share?
Well, I think they're very similar in the way they always want to win. They always want the players be ready and focus, and they never, even 1 second, they never give up. They always take the pressure on the players, and that's the only way to be success. Of course, they have different things, different ways of working, different ways of watching football and interpreting. But it's the good thing about football. You have very different ways of looking to the game. But the important thing is to win. So if they win, they're gonna be good coaches.
And also, there's a difference, of course, between England and Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Is that difference bigger than you expected, smaller than you expected?
Well, you never know if you don't play, you never know what's the difference. But of course, I need those first weeks to adapt myself to the league. I realize that you don't have 1 second to think. They're always ready to pick your ball. You have to be ready all the time. Of course, the way referees is a bit different. So it's always a thing of learning, of playing, learning how is it going, and then realize that you can't. For example, the first games, I play with my body, so I can fall, but the referee doesn't, and that's important thing. So you don't do it again, and maybe in Spain you can do those things. But in terms of quality, they are the big two leagues in the world, and of course, I need to adapt myself to this league.
Is it physically harder in England?
I don't think it's physically. Of course, I think there are players more physical in England, but I think it's a bit of rhythm. Mm-hmm. It's a bit of box to box. Never stay, never stop and play the game. It's always run, always. But it's a new type of football. You have to adapt.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.